Hey everyone! So today's video is going to be about making a different kind of the cover. You know, in the last video I made, well, these were smush papers. So like you don't need anything special to do these two. This is what happened at the end when I took all my paints and just smushed them down, and I really, really like these two. These I used a jelly plate and mark making. And I have been working on different papers and covers for these, meaning covers like a journal topper. And all of that was going really slow. It wasn't, it is working out. I'm just really new to all the bright colors. So my thought process hasn't yet made it outside the box. I still want to do, you know, I don't know what to do, I guess. But anyway, today's video was going to be something totally different, and I just kept praying and praying, help me with this, help me with this. The papers and the journal topper. Well, I got a couple of friends this morning commented, hey, this looks great, but we don't have any of these tools. And I'm assuming they meant like the jelly plate, because that was really the only tool I used. A lot of the mark making things were just toys or kitchen utensils, nothing that would really be used in art normally. So I thought, well, you know what? There's my answer to my prayer. Stella and Allie, you're right. Not everybody has a jelly plate. And even those of us that do don't have it. Some of us don't know how to use it. So I want to do this. Plus which I had mentioned to my friend Joanne that I wasn't happy with these. I didn't think that they were bright enough, you know. And she said, well, a lot of people like the more subdued bright. And she's right. So I think, you know, that changed my mind with why do I have to have them all like this? Because initially I wanted to make 5 very similar ones. But she's right. I mean, some people do like that. So I want to go back to the drawing board and try some different colors, sorry, different covers in the picture that with the picture that was in my mind, because those were not it. And I'm going to do these with nothing other than paints, and I have some sponge brushes. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. I've just grabbed a lot of different brushes that I have. Some of them came from Amazon, some came from Temu, some came from the Dollar Tree. I mean, I just grabbed anything. And really, you don't even need brushes. You can use your hands if you want. Use these tools. But I am not big on using gloves, and I can't stand paint underneath my fingernails. So I'm going to go with that. I am going to grab some sponge, though. I think that's going to be something that I want to use. So I've grabbed some more bright color paper. I have 5. And I have the cutest little boy standing here smiling at me. I think he thinks it's funny that I'm talking to myself and there's nobody else in here but me. And maybe he thinks I'm talking to him. You think I'm talking to you? He's so cute. All right, he found a little plastic rolling pin in the drawer, kitchen drawer. Yeah, that's bad. He's starting to get into the kitchen drawers. Starting to get into the kitchen drawers. But he found a little plastic rolling pin, and I thought, ooh, that would be good to roll some paint on with. But I'm going to grab a sponge, and then we're just going to start messing. Just making colors. And I did grab some brighter ones. This doesn't look brighter, but it's pink, lemon yellow, orange. Just some, I thought I had, yeah, I do. I have some turquoise. And I do know this one came from the Dollar Tree. And I had some red and yellow and blue that I painted his blocks with somewhere that came from the Dollar Tree. And I know they cover well because I used them on the block. So I'm going to try to locate some of those as well. And I will be right back. Okay, so I did find some of the Dollar Tree ones. This one, and I know it covers very well. And they have a lot of different colors in these small ones like that. And then I also found this yellow one that came from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't cover as well, but it's a really bright color, and I liked it, so I grabbed it too. So I found my little sponges here, and my big sponge, I just tear pieces off of it, and use it. And I don't know where that sponge came from. I feel like maybe somebody gave it to me as a gift for Christmas or something. I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to use a couple of those too. And you know how on that first badge, I kind of, you know, dulled it down a little bit with the white going across. I want to use that same kind of thought, but I'm not going to dull it down this time. I want to just keep making it brighter. I think maybe that's where I messed up, was trying to, you know, make it duller. And this is one of those brushes that I used with the beeswax, and I'm not crazy about these. And they are not in, I don't think they are. If they're in there, it's by mistake. My Amazon link, because the brushes, the bristles fall out really easily. And to be honest, I don't know why I picked yellow on yellow. That was silly. To be honest, and I'm just making, going across. I wanted a stiffer brush to kind of give that draggy look. They used to have some at Dollar Tree, but they were kind of elementary looking. Elementary school. They had bright handles and they were stiff. Oh my goodness. And they were perfect for things like this. Well, a lot of things actually. They were really good for. And they were 2 for $1. These were like 3 for, well, I don't even know how much they were, but I wouldn't recommend them. That's for sure. Don't love them. All right, so I'm just, you can see, just did some whatever on that. And I'm going to set that aside. It won't take it long to dry enough. I can put some more layers on it. And then I'm going to take my red one here. And I think I'm going to use some yellow and maybe some turquoise. Do some marks on this. You know, another thing I thought I'd mention to one of my friends was, I wish I had used stencils on the jelly plate, and I didn't do that. And I have never done it, but a lot of people make stencils themselves. So I'm going to try this one. I'm not creative enough to make my own stencils. Maybe one day I'll look into it a little bit more and see what it consists of, but I know that people do make their own stencils, so this might be something that you could, or maybe you just have, like, I've seen people use netting from potato sacks and just, you know, anything. You don't actually have to have a real stencil. And I used a lot of circles on my last one that were just like caps from, you know, something, bottle caps or water bottle caps, things like that. So I'm just dabbing this on in different places, different shades too. Some of it I'm going darker, and some of it I just barely have any on my thing. I like that all over my fingernail, don't I? Sorry for the reaching. So then I'm going to just take another piece. There's my Clip Clop and Fred. Another piece, and Fred is my dog, by the way. And look, laid my hand right in it. And do some yellow. And even if the colors get mushed together, I don't care. I don't know which yellow I used. If I used the one, no, I don't think I did. Here, I'm going to mix a little of that Dollar Tree orange in there, or yellow, whatever it is, because my other yellow that I used from his company isn't that bright. It's kind of hard to use 2 colors because I keep wanting to lay my hand down. And I'm not worried about the stencil really laying flat like it should, because I'm not trying to get precise. I'm just trying to have fun and make some colors here. So I think I'm going to take some of this grass green too. I don't know. These colors probably don't belong together, but that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's do the reveal. See what we got. Ooh, that's kind of cool. And I can see doing a lot of mark making on those. That'll be neat. So I'm going to set that one aside. And then I'm going to take this that I've got paint all over. Flip it over. Paint side towards my paper. And try not to drag this all in the paint. And just see if I get any ghost print from that. Not bad. I like it. Look at that. That's kind of cool, right? Let's wet this and see if we can get some more. Actually, I'm going to lay it upright and wet it. Maybe something will run off. That'll look neat. If it happens to run off, that'll just look neat. Okay. And again, I didn't worry about getting it lined up. I just flipped it back over. And don't do that, because then you smudge all the paint that was there to begin with, like I just did. Yes, I like that a lot. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside so it can dry. We'll do some more mark making on that too. Right, so we like the stencil. I did. Thought that worked out pretty good. Now I'm just going to take some of this leftover paint. Wish this brush was a little stiffer. Drag a little bit. Maybe do some some circles. It's almost childlike. It's almost like elementary. You know what I mean? Just play. Now I'm just dabbing the extra out of my sponges to get more marks. And now I think I want some pink. I think pink was what was missing on my other stuff. And I've just got one of the bathtub toys. I'm just kind of dipping in the pink. And right now, we're just kind of really putting down a background so we can do some drawing and doodling on it in a little bit once they get a little bit more dry. I think I want some orange. Have this little thing. Again, not worrying about anything looking too perfect here, obviously. One more. I got this pink. I'm just using what's left of this orange and turquoise just to get it off the deal. Kind of looks like mud now. clean off my mat here a little bit and set this one aside. And then we'll start doing some mark making on the other ones that we just did, because I think they're probably dry enough to start doodling and doing some things on. Like this one's pretty dry. I'm really thinking I might want to use this stencil again on it. And maybe put some pink or some of this blue. I do like it. I like those little vague things, those little shadowy things. So what other kind of marking? Let's just paint. Let's just paint some things. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit, but I'm just taking some white and orange and my paintbrush and just making markings, just going around the circles that are already there and doing some little dots and just line marks, just making lines out of the orange and kind of squiggly kind of boxes, just fun markings. And you can tell here I'm just doodling, just making some flowers and just different things. I'm just going to speed through and show you just little blurbs of each page. That way you don't have to suffer through all my doodling. But basically, it's a lot of circles. I don't know. I just couldn't get circles out of my head. This one kind of reminds me of like really retro, you know, back in the Brady Bunch kind of days. Anyway, I just making a lot of markings. The only other things I use besides paint, this is white paint here, but I do end up using the Micron black markers to do some doodling right here actually. And I have a white pen that's kind of like a marker, a little bit thicker than the Microns, and I used it to do some of the doodling on the white as well. This is more of what I had in mind, just playful mark making, I guess. I thought I wanted to do it with paint, but I really like this. This is going to go more with what I was looking for on the covers. And I am going to still use some of the other ones too. But I'm going to do some more mark making on these. Just playing. And they'll be all very similar, like I said, because I don't have much imagination. Playful, almost childlike colors. So I've realized since my big bright idea of making bright books, I don't really have any bright paper. So what I was going to show today, and I will show in the next process, is how to take some papers we already have and add color to them. So I've done a lot of these. Some of these were the red ones. We done it on the Junk Journal January. Some of these were tea dyed or blue tea, and I've added color to them. And I've done a lot of different processes which to try to get the best marbling and things, and I'll show you that. And then also I've been messing with, and I hate to even show this, kind of embarrassing, but to show you why I was going for the more elementary, you know, this is what I'm thinking for my cover, is something just whimsical. And so far all I've come up with is our flowers. And another thing, I realized I want to use book page. A lot of my book pages are, you know, have the vintage, the aged look. So I really struggled to find some white book page because I think that's what I'm going to need for what I want. Aren't these horrible? But look, I've been messing around trying to figure out some kind of whimsical. And I think this is going to go better on something like this as opposed to these darker ones. I don't know. They might work. I'm not actually going to use those, I don't think. But, I mean, I did some on some colored watercolor book page. Just different things like that. Made some mushrooms. And then realized I can never paint that. It's too much. But anyway, those are what's coming up. And that's why I'm trying to get the more vibrant colors to come out of these covers. It really is what I was going for. I know it seems pretty elementary, but that's kind of my style in painting. I don't know what I'm doing, and I enjoy, if it's going to be bright, it just needs to be, I guess, really abstract. So I hope this helped. I hope it gave you some other ideas of other ways and other things to use that you don't need a jelly paint. Just get out those paints and start throwing it on some paper. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.